Producers, listen up. This video is for you. There are 3 things that you need to ask for when finalizing your contracts, and a sneaky clause you have to be aware of. First, be on the lookout for any over-budget penalties. Over-budget penalties come into play when a project goes over budget, and these costs often come directly out of the producer's compensation, unless it is due to a situation totally out of your control. You should try to remove these from your producer deal in order to avoid a costly penalty against you. If the financier won't budge, have your attorney do everything they can to get the least severe penalty possible for you. Second, what can you do when a financier or a studio picks up your project but then doesn't move forward and just leaves it on the shelf? A powerful tool for producers in order to avoid this situation is negotiating a turnaround right. The turnaround right allows the producer to recapture the rights to the project after a specified amount of time so they can shop it to other financiers or studios to try and get the project produced. However, be aware that it is common for studios to have a provision within the turnaround clause that says that they have a lien on the project, even if the producer invokes their turnaround right. Make sure that you read this section carefully and ensure that they're only expecting to recoup the expenses they have already incurred on the project, perhaps with a small amount of interest, but are not asking for a percentage of future profits. Third, let's look at contingent compensation clause. For producers, this is most often structured as an escalating back-end structure. While the intricacies of this type of compensation structure can be quite complicated, the basic nature is that the percentage you will receive as compensation is escalating based on the gross or net proceeds of the profit, often subject to a point where the studio breaks even. The most important thing to be on the lookout for here is the distributor's definition of gross revenue. What is taken off the top as expenses or costs before you're compensated. The best thing you can do for yourself is make sure you have a floor worked into the agreement. This floor will serve as the minimum amount you're guaranteed to be compensated, thereby protecting you in case the movie isn't as successful as expected or the distributor tries to take too much off the top before compensating you. The issue of escalating back ends and contingent compensation can be immensely complex, and I would always suggest hiring an experienced entertainment attorney to help ensure that you have a solid compensation structure that will maximize your returns on the project.